Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful, it's about 52 degrees Fahrenheit here in the parking lot this morning, and kind of calm, kind of quiet. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. It's like, what's that? What's that buzzing noise? Okay, I bumped the button that, makes your little rear of your windows tend to move in. Okay, that's what that was. All right, fly away. Okay, not much going on really, other than there's a ton of filming pics and such that are out there available now on the X, formerly known as Twitter, before a total douche nozzle took it over and got all his buddies unblocked. Wasted God knows how much money that could have been, sent to feed the homeless, maybe cure a disease, uh, who knows what else, just so they could buy their own social media platform and then try to save it from the abyss. Ugh. I still don't get what the whole point of owning Twitter/X, whatever it was. It doesn't make any sense. If I wanted to see, daily doses of hardcore bullshit, I'd turn on a 24-hour news network. Let somebody else worry about it. But okay, but lots of interesting stuff, like Ruth Maley, Millie Gibson out on set, Shooty Gatwa was out on set, and a whole host of others. And lots of, pics, autographs, and all that handed out. And of course, some of the fandom has already, began their usual, bullpucky about how the whole show's gone the pot, Disney's ruining everything, and I'm not kidding. You gotta love some of these guys. They probably blame their ED on frickin' Disney. D plus gave me ED plus. Everybody knows what ED stands for, right? No wind in the sock. Well, okay, and it just amazes me, these same trailblazing experts, these, huge monoliths of media, guys who have had about as much training in media and, any type of education as your average cockroach, are now, dictating to you what to watch or telling you what site you need to go to tell you what to watch. And meanwhile, shit and potatoes is, a thoroughly botted site, and everybody holds it up as a valid, you know, source of all knowledge. Just like I die laughing when they say, this video trailer has been ratioed already. And it's like, yeah, and you know how easy it is to bot a YouTube channel? I know, I've had it happen to me by a total moron. All because he couldn't accept the fact that he was, I'm not going to go into all that again. That was years ago. I hope they've moved on to more productive things. Ugh, yeah. Okay, also, I'm speaking, the grand experts who said Fallout was going to be a woke disaster. I remember, of course, they stuck a question mark on the end of it to try this way, if things went south, they were covered. One of them being the drawn and quartering. Is Fallout, yeah. And then, of course, you had all those guys that they're going, this show's gonna suck. And now I'm not kidding, Todd Howard must be walking around with a total cast iron boner because I have seen more people now doing first time play videos on Fallout, like Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, and I feel sorry for those who are going to waste money on Fallout 76, and there's no point in playing it at this point because chances are all the channels are bogged up with people who've been playing it since 5 minutes after it was released, and you can't get a private server on there unless you pay them money. So on top of the $60 you paid, any other bonuses and all that and other little things, you got to pay them money for. And like I said, I tried it for a couple weeks, but it's like, oh my God, it was like dragging myself over glass. When does the fun part start? Because every time I do go out and try to, it's not that the foes were too, plus I was running on a slower system at the time, I will admit. I wouldn't mind retrying it, but the problem is, last time I tried to reload it on the, just out of curiosity, because I wanted to see, okay, what are these people discovered that has made this thing, bona fide all of a sudden? And are you ready to download the how many gigabytes of update? And I'm talking even with my high-speed internet, this would have been, I can't remember how long. I don't even want to guess. Well, that's another thing. Yeah, they're always screwing up the Time Lords. Folks, there were no Time Lords when the first Doctor came out. That's why I die laughing when we need to go back to basics. Like I was saying, there was no regeneration. There were no Time Lords. Okay. The BBC are never, you can cast iron quote this for me, never going to sign over the rights to the show. Unlike George Lucas, they have a brain. Well, some of them do. But I've heard various versions of that story. But they're never going to sign over the rights to Doctor Who because it's too big a moneymaker for that institution. It's a cash cow. That's why I died laughing at all these guys are going, they will cancel the show, surely. It's like, even when, Whitaker Chibnall were in there, they were still making money. That's why I die laughing when you got all these guys going, none of their stuff was selling. No, it's called chances are the owner of your distribution network just didn't want to take the risk. Oh, my merchandise is down at the moment. Yeah, but let's ignore the fact that our economy was not doing all that great at the time. And the only thing that upsets me is the fact there's still people out there selling the remote control K9. There's only one problem with that remote control K9. The remote control K9, the controls are through your smartphone. So if you see these up for sale, they are nice to have to sit on your shelf. But I will warn you, you so much as look as one of those antenna ears, they're going to snap off. I'm not kidding. I just had a wire come down one day and it went across one of his ears and it snapped off. The plastic they used for the ears was so brittle that just looking at it, I think it snapped off. And the program you need, the app you need to control K9 is no longer available anywhere. Trust me, I looked for it for a week. It's not on any of the available app stores. It's not even available through a website, nothing. So, yeah, you've got a remote control, you've got a beautiful model of K9 there. It can act as a Bluetooth speaker. It does have some nifty, phrases, it says, but it ain't moving. You see, that's the thing. Every time, somebody females cast into, like I said, I was not a big fan of the new Battlestar Galactica. I'm going to admit it right now. It completely ripped off. All they did was they took the entire concept of Battlestar Galactica, stole the whole thing of, I think it was Asimov's like Robots of Dawn and stuff like that, and smacked it all together. Now the humans created the Cylons and the Cylons rebelled. Oh, how predictable. No, it was an alien race called the Cylons who created the Cylon machines to fight their wars for them. Then they turned on them and took over. It wasn't the humans. Get over it. But I was a little perturbed that, Boomer was played by Herb Jefferson. You know, a nice black fella, and then he got replaced by an Asian chick. But exactly, it just seems like nobody's doing anything new anymore. Why do you think I jumped for joy when the Fallout series came out? It's, even though it's set in that universe, it's 9 years after the last game took place. So it's all new territory involving that game. And I know a lot of people were throwing fits because it revealed too much. Because me, along with other players, have been theorizing for years that Voltec started the Great War, or had something that had a hand in it, because they wanted to take over the planet. And what better way, than experimenting on people to find the best, means of control for when, you come back out of the freezer or whatever, that you now know the best method of controlling the population. Because you've done all these experiments to get a result. And trust me, some of the vaults you see out there in those games are really screwed up stuff. I'm not hearing too much about the unit series, other than there was an ad out for a production coordinator for an 8-part series coming up this year. Well, that's going to start filming in a couple months. So I'm hoping that's for the spinoff, but nothing definite yet. Well, folks, I got to get running. I got to get inside. So please take care of yourselves. Be kind, be calm, be safe. We will hopefully see you all tomorrow. There'll be no parking lot on Friday morning because I am off Friday. I scheduled that day off, so take care, everyone.